Boom, we are pre-game because it's not yet 8 o'clock. But I'm looking.
What up, y'all? HB in the building. I told y'all I was gonna pull up.
I told them that you said you was gonna pull up.
Well, I said I was gonna pull up too when somebody was on my Instagram live last week. They asked me, was I coming to your show?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Exactly.
Gregory Nettis, what up? Die for One CL crew. Let me make this bigger. Let me see. Oh, hold on. Boom, boom. Word. Die for One CL crew, what up? Pat S, welcome back. 1996 radio's last good year for playing hip hop programming on mainstream platforms airwaves. 1996? Guns and Gloves. This will be epic. Yes, it will be. Oh, damn, I just hit this thing. It just went boom. JT, Yo, KP, and Heather B in the house. Finally, yo, you got to do a sway intro. What's a sway intro? Like a hype up?
Who wants to do a sway intro? You should.
I don't know how to do a sway intro.
He was a guest on the show.
I mean, what is he tells your credentials?
He tells your credentials.
Okay, his credentials. Let's see if I can get some Heather B credentials off the top.
You finished saying hi to everybody?
No, I'm just jumping right in. Somebody said do
a sway intro.
Sway intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here on the show. We have female MC.
Artist.
Female artist, not MC.
Artist. I'm overall, KP.
Female artist. The first African-American woman ever to star on a reality show. Real World Season 1. What year was that?
1992.
Classic songs with Boogie Down Productions and classic albums. Taking Mine in 1995.
96. Taking Mine.
All Glocks Down came out in 1995. See, my sway intro. My sway intro.
Loser.
My sway intro. And actually, true facts, but we finished most of the album in 1995. Yeah. And it didn't even come out till almost 8 months later. So actually, yeah, the last two songs we did was a song with M.O.P, My Kind of Nigga, and we did I can't remember the last one. I remember the beat. Can't remember. We did two more songs in 96, but everything else was done in 95. That's about as good a sway intro as I got.
That shit was terrible.
It was terrible, but I'm just going to move on.
All right.
Fluffy Toenails and Dragon Breath. Yo, Mr. Parker, what's good? Fluffy Toenails, welcome. This Fluffy Toenails is always here every week. Fluffy Toenails and HBB are the two most loyal people on this show. Thank you to everybody checking us out. We do this every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Not we, you.
We.
You. You do the I'm not here every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
As a professional radio host, Heather is correcting my mistakes that I'm making live. Fluffy Toenails, yo, Mr. Parker, what's good? Heather B, the live MC in the building. Y'all, much respect, Heather B.
What up?
Wow, I'm going to mess your name up, but I'm going to give it a shot. Aniwaniwe, Aniwaniya, Aniyanwiye clan.
We in here.
We in here. Imperial JMC, what's up? KP and Heather B, what's good?
What's goody?
Let me see. Napoleon, what's up, my brother? Napoleon, are you still in France? Nitty Gritty, what happened to the album Full Circle?
Whose album is that?
I don't know. What album is Full Circle? Ice Cold Beverage, welcome back. Yo, salute, Kenny and Heather, what's good? Green Lion Entertainment, peace, family. Nature, peace, everybody. Pat S, welcome back. What up, KP? FU2, what's good? What KP, what it is? Rod Woodman, much respect and love. KP and Heather B.
What up, Rod?
Heather in the building. These are all the people just checking in. We got tons this week. Wow, you added extra.
It's what I do, Kenny Parker crew. I don't even know why he fronting on me like that. This is what I do. Y'all good?
Sergeant Crease, yeah, I got the weed and the kombucha. I don't even know what kombucha is.
Where's this $5 thing?
Terrell McMillan, thank you so much for your contribution to the channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you get money while you here?
If somebody decides to contribute, yeah.
Oh, I'm in for half. Thank you, Terrell McMillan, for $250. Hell yeah, I ain't sitting here for free. I didn't know you get money. Hey,
Yo,
y'all,
run
that.
You
run
that.
Half.
You shook?
No, I'm not shook. But it's Billy talk. I'm in the building.
Go to 360.
I ain't know it was $5. Hey, T, good look at all that $250, my G. Run that.
360 deal. KP, what's good, bro? Heather B, New Jersey, stand up. Love both your albums. Damn, you are truly one the game is missing. Thank you so much, Terrell McMillan, for the 5.
Run that. Thank you for my $250. Thank you for his $250. Run that. I like this. I didn't know you get money for being here.
Well, some people decide to contribute, and that's really dope. DJ J Nice, yes. Peace, Kenny Parker and Queen Heather B.
What up?
Pat S. Best years of the golden era, 1986 to 94. Well, most people, I disagree, but most people put the golden era at 89 to 94. I disagree with that 89. But this 86, I like this 86 to 94. That's a nice,
why not 86 to 96?
Well, some people, I guess after 94, I don't know, because 95 was dope to me, and 96.
And 96. Everybody wasn't dope in the golden era. People
see that's a misconception. I think a lot of people say if you came out during the early 90s, you were just dope. But the early 90s was the most brutal, competitive time in the history of hip hop. If you were dope in 92, 93, 94, you were really, really good. I mean, among the best to ever do it, because that was the hardest. We had this conversation a couple weeks back about how I feel that 92, 93 is the sweet spot, which was the toughest time in hip hop in history, because you had some of the guys from the 80s that were still incredible. And then you had the puppies, which was Wu-Tang, Nas, Big, Jay was floating around.
Yeah.
So I think 92, 93 was the most competitive, brutal time in hip hop history. But best years of golden era, 86 to 94. I mean, we could debate that. I'm going to scroll up. Lareco Perez. Yo, what's
Lareco?
Lareco?
Yeah.
Kenny Heather B, much respect.
What up?
Rafa 518. Sup, Kenny and Heather B, aka the cook.
Yo, Rafa. You know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, Rafa. Look, basically, Kenny Parker crew. I just came to hang out with the family, with the homie. I didn't know what to expect. I watch Kenny's channel. I support his channel. But he never have gifts. You know what I mean? Like, he's just sitting there slurping on a cup of water all the time. It annoys me. This big, he acts like it's a drink, but it's just water. Like, it's like that's horrible. So he never has any gifts for people. So I came through. I figured as the first guest on his show.
Heather is the very first guest to the DJ Kenny Parker show. So you're setting the tone for everybody after you. I'm setting
the tone. So I bought KP some of my merch, the happy hour with Heather B, my oven mitts, my pot holders. You know, one of the things that I say in my kitchen in the happy hour is cook for people that you love. So I bought Kenny some oven mitts. He said he's never turned on his stove a day in his life. I don't know what that means, but he has the Heather B gifts for him. So
I appreciate it.
I came through. I pulled up. Never show up empty-handed, DJ Kenny Parker.
Which is one of my specialties too.
Empty-handed. Empty-handed ass.
JT, yo, I can tell you two go way back. Yeah, we go way, way, way back.
I met Kenny in college. I was a freshman at St. Peter's University, now St. Peter's University, but I met Kenny in college. I was a freshman. Kenny was a senior.
Yep. You were 17.
Yes, I was. I was 17, graduate from Lincoln High School in Jersey City, New Jersey.
Shout out Jersey City, New Jersey. Shout out Lincoln.
Shout out to Lincoln.
Although I went to Abraham Lincoln High School in Brooklyn. I don't know why y'all just say Lincoln. That could be anybody. That doesn't have to be the president.
No, I think it's already kind of established that New York high school and New Jersey high school is very different. Like, one thing I noticed about New York high schools, basketball is like really a big focus. In New Jersey, football and basketball is equal. I don't really hear a lot of New York high schools talk about football. It's basketball was the big thing. So, yeah, shout out to Lincoln. If you're from Jersey City, Lincoln, Snyder, Ferris, Dickinson. Love to all the Jersey City folks out there.
Word, Corey Flood, Kenny Parker beats are just stupid. Takes a funky beat and he loops it.
I get wrecked.
That's dope. D King, 1989. Kenny P, Heather B, yes.
I'm in the building.
Supreme Divine, welcome back. What's going on? Mad props and love to Heather B, kid. I always loved you, homegirl.
Love you too. Thank you for the love, Supreme.
Barry Uptown, ask her who's the GOAT MC ever, and she better say your bro.
I think it's Eras. You know what? Doing radio with Sway, Monday through Friday on Shade 45 at Sirius XM. Sway and I debate a lot about music. We do. Probably more than you and I have debated about music. And I think we kind of have to stop having some of the conversations about ever, because hip hop, with the success of it all and the decades that it's been able to last, it's hard to put an ever on it. I think overall, Chris, because he was my music mentor. You think about him in the 80s, his impact in the mid to late 80s, and then in the 90s. And then for artists to always give him reverence and grace and just always. So he shouldn't even be in conversations no more. I think certain people should be removed from the greatest ever. They're up on that quote unquote Mount Rushmore of people. I
agree.
And they birthed so many others. And I think that's the beauty of the 90s to me. I think artists before the 90s didn't really have a blueprint of people to follow. Chris and G-Rap and all.
Well, they didn't know the history.
Yeah, but their styles were completely different. They gave honor and grace to them, but they did a completely different style. You can't even compare those artists to the artists before them. You can't do it.
Agree.
And what I love about the artists that then came out in the 90s, when you talk about the Wu-Tangs, the Redmans, the Nas's, even Jay-Z, all of them, they knew the history of the Kool G Raps, Kane, Your Brother, Slick Rick. We took pride in knowing our history of hip hop. I can't say that rings true today. I don't diss new artists that's out now. I don't. I don't do that. There was a time where I felt like, what the hell are they doing? But I think once you get past 40, you have to start remembering when you was 20 and how you was doing stupid shit all the time and saying stupid things. And we was the same people saying, throw your guns up in the air and buck and wave them like you just don't care. And then saying all Glocks down. And then so we had ups and we did our things too. So you got to let artists mature. And I think that's the appreciation of an artist to me. And like hip hop, you just grow with the artists that you love. But it's hard for me to say of all time.
I agree with that.
Eras.
I think too, I like to break down eras, and I think certain people are great at certain things. Like, certain people are, I think, the greatest at certain things. But there's never been I don't know if there's one, a championship where you could say this person won the championship and so he's the best, or he has 6 rings or something like that. I don't know. Hip hop.
Jay-Z has 6 summers though.
He has a lot of 6, but he does. And I hold Jay-Z in the highest regard.
Me too.
But then there's other people that would argue that it wasn't Jay. The same way.
But that's what I mean by eras. I think you have to break it down. But to me, even with Jay, he doesn't need to be in a conversation anymore. What does he have to prove in terms of rap?
There's tons of people that don't even think Jay-Z's a good rapper. Music is so subjective. That's why I said it. To me, there's no such thing as dope and whack. It's just, what do you like? Because we were having a conversation about Hammer a couple.
Shout out to Hammer. I didn't appreciate Hammer when Hammer was out. I will say that.
I didn't appreciate Hammer either. And we were just talking about a very hilarious Hammer story. Mm-hmm. Me and you on the phone the other day.
Yeah. I didn't appreciate Hammer. And let me say this though, before you take another question. Sway made me appreciate Hammer even more. Not growing up in the West Coast, in particular the Bay Area, I didn't realize until working with Sway the difference between LA and the Bay. It's two different worlds. Mm-hmm. And what Hammer was able to do and what he did for the Bay, kudos to Hammer. And he was in Silicon Valley early. Like, you don't front on Hammer.
I don't front on his 13 million records sold. He went diamond in 1 year.
I didn't respect that at that time.
I respected the sales. His musical style wasn't my style.
Right.
I can say that for sure. MC Hammer's style wasn't my style, but 13 million people thought he was.
No, absolutely. But I appreciate. I have nothing but when I met Hammer for the first time, I gave him a standing ovation at the Super Bowl. He walked in and I stood up. Have to, because as you realize and you have more experiences, you learn when you figure out what this business is all about, you got to respect him.
I use Hammer as an example because of dope and whack, because some people would say Hammer was whack and some people would say Hammer was dope. And it's just all subjective. Some people think Jay's the greatest of all time. Some people would be like, I can name 20 rappers better than Jay-Z. And so
better at what?
That's these people's opinion.
Oh, okay.
You think there's 20 rappers better than Jay-Z? I have no problems with that. So that was a long answer to that question. Let's move up. DJ Sandman, what's good? Salute Heather B and Kenny Parker. DJ Sandman. DJ Platform 204 got the vinyl and CD of Taking Mine, one of my favorite albums of all time. Thank you so much. That's real dope. We worked really hard on that album.
Kenny wasn't fun to work with. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't know if your people know that. Kenny,
no, they don't.
Well, Kenny wasn't fun to work with. Kenny took studio time extremely serious.
Still.
Kenny, you had to convince him over and over and over again why something would work. He initially did a whole nother version of All Glocks Down. I had to sneak into the studio by myself.
That's not necessarily true. Go ahead.
What's not necessarily true?
What you're about to say, but go ahead.
I had to sneak into the studio by myself with Naughty Cotto. Shout out to Naughty Cotto, one of the illest engineers ever.
Yes, and he produced on Return of the Boom Bap.
And I did my own version of All Glocks Down, which is the version that y'all hear to this day. Where's the lie?
What you did to All Glocks Down, it was exactly the way y'all hear it.
Except exactly. You can't say exactly and then say except.
I'm about to tell him one thing you did different.
You can't say exactly and then say except. That's too.
Okay. It was not exactly. All Glocks Down was 98% finished as you hear it. And what Heather added to the song was the hook. Glocks down.
Hit him with that funky sound.
That was not there, but when we did the song, that part wasn't done yet. We just had the rough, but everything else y'all hear, the beat, the music, the rhymes, the scratches, everything was
in
exactly
a court of law.
same.
If somebody says, "Yeah, the song was there," she just added the hook. The hook is the hook.
The hook is in a court of law. The hook is if you getting published in the hook would be 16% of the publishing.
Bruh.
So 16% of the song was added when I wasn't there. The other 84% was already done.
And my shit was fire.
It needed Glocks down. Hit him with that funky sound. It needed that. I wouldn't have argued with that.
At the time, he would have argued with it. Kenny is not fun to work with in the studio. Studio work with Kenny, although brilliance will come out of it, I had gotten to the point with Kenny that I would cut my vocals and bounce because he was so anal, and it took the fun out of making the music. Like, I love to have fun, and Kenny was always very serious in the studio. I don't really operate like that. Like, even when I'm writing and doing my bars and doing whatever, I'm always having fun. Like, I love to have fun. When I got in the studio, I tried to recreate the environment that I had when I wrote it, if that makes sense. He was totally against that. Why all these people here? What time you gonna get started? And it would kill the vibe. And I was like, bruh, like,
okay, let's expand on that, people. Back in the day, we were in the studio. We recorded most of your album, Taking Mine, which is actually the third. I was telling people last week, Taking Mine is actually the third full-length album that we completed, which was your first album that everyone else heard.
Right.
We did 2 whole albums before that.
That's a fact.
That never came out. But we were working out of D&D Studios, the legendary D&D Studios. Shout out to my brother DJ Premier, who made that studio.
Primo, love you, DJ Premier.
Who made that studio famous. And at that time, this is we were in there in 94, 95. The studio was $100 an hour. By today's standards, that probably would be like $300 an hour.
But yeah, maybe 400.
Nothing is funny in the studio at $300 an hour.
I didn't say funny. I said fun.
Let's get in, do our work, and bang out. Because what people don't know, and here's the trick to the music industry that no one ever talks about, is a word called back end. And what that means is you get half of your money up front to do your album, and they hold the other half for the end of the album to cover any extra expenses or sample clearances. Whatever you don't use of that back end goes into your pocket. But most artists blow their back end playing around in the studio.
See?
So, me as being the producer of the album, I had to be the one to say, look, we have to be very serious in this session at $100 an hour. Let's get in and get out. No time for friends hanging out. If you want to eat food and do all that, let's do that outside. Because when we come in the studio, it's $100 an hour. And it's $100 an hour no matter what you do. Talk on the phone, write rhymes, do beats, play, have meetings.
So here's the thing. I never wrote rhymes in the studio except when I collaborated with M.O.P. Because I did not know what we were going to do. So we were actually in D&D studio shooting pool when we came up for the concept of My Kind of Nigga. That's that. And so we wrote in the studio.
I remember
That's the only time I ever wrote in the studio. I always came prepared in the studio. That doesn't mean that your studio session should be dry. Kenny is dry.
I take pride in my
artist.
drive.
I need a vibe. I always need a vibe. And you get there, it's like, it's dry. It was dry.
I like to see the conversation because you know what? It's artists having fun and a vibe at the end of your recording session when you are in the negative. And so now
I wasn't in the negative.
No, you wasn't. Now you have to pay your next album budget is getting dug into from this album budget. I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm talking about artists in general. Your next album budget will get dug into from this album budget because artists be in the studio playing.
Oh shit, we just got another $5. $250, my G. Who is that?
Get out of here. Let me finish my point.
Run that. I like this. Yo, more $250. So Kenny owed me $5 already. I like this. Listen, he's dry. Kenny
I take pride.
Let me say this.
Yes.
You do. You do take pride in it. Kenny is an amazing producer, an incredible DJ. He can read a room like nobody else. Incredible. Artists, which I am, are more vibe. Kenny don't have no vibe except get the work done. And
$100 an hour, y'all. Let me see. We're gonna get back to this.
Modern day. Hey, Kevin Bailey, good looking.
Kevin,
$250, run that.
Kevin Bailey, appreciate y'all. We appreciate you, Kevin Bailey. Thank you so much.
Love you, K. Love you, KB.
We do this every Tuesday.
Not we, Kenny.
Me and the family here.
Oh, okay.
We do this every Tuesday
that $5 though.
at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much, Kevin Bailey. And thank you to all y'all out there that's trying to save that budget and get the back end in your pocket.
I wasn't over budget. In fact,
She wasn't over budget thanks to the diligence of Kenny Parker.
Be dry, y'all.
Thomas O'Kane.
What up, T?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your
Another
contribution
$5
to the channel.
Hey, listen, y'all. I'm riding on like $750 right now. Y'all about to throw some shrimp rolls in my car. I'm about to stop at the Chinese restaurant and get some shrimp rolls.
This is what you call
Kenny
a 360 deal.
Kenny ain't got no food in here.
No food at all. BYOB is Heather BYOB. Released the 2 Pre-Taken Mine albums.
Woo!
Actually, you know what? I have some dats of
You don't have my permission. Wow. But somebody just put up $10 and I love it. Good looking, my G. Click on that person.
Oh,
listen. Another 5 just came through. Cha-cha.
To Thomas Okay. Woo! Thomas Okay. I have some of the DATs of some of the pre-Taken Mind stuff. Not a lot of it, but some of the songs. I'm trying to digitize them, and I might, if we could get permission, play some of them. Let me click on Dimples. Thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you, Dimples. I got one.
Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Celebration. Yes, thank you so much, Dimples.
What's a super?
It's a super. This is their first. I guess super is a when you add money to the conversation.
Oh, that's nice. I guess
it's a super chat. I'm not really sure how that goes.
Thanks, Dimples, for my $5. I appreciate you, homie. Get Dimples information. I'm about to send her some Billy Talk. Billy Talk is my vegan lip gloss line. I got some of that for you too. We
don't do advertisements on this channel.
I know that's a lie.
Reggie Johnson.
Reg! Good looking on the $10, Reg. What up, Reg? Reg, you my dude. Reg, you want to oven mitt and a pot holder? I got you, Reg.
That's mine.
Kenny don't cook. Hey, Reg, I got you, my G. What's good? See, this is how I wanted to be in the studio. He would be sitting there going, what time is it? I mean, we really should get these vocals ready.
We really should do these vocals. We just lost $100 for the hour we were
dry.
Playing. Let's see what this is.
He was dry.
Michael from Mortis, Heather B's bar tab.
Hey, Mike. What up, Mike? I love you, baby. Hey, Mike, run that. Hey, I love y'all. Hey, y'all, follow me on Instagram. I'm at the Happy Hour WHB. I have fun. This dude right here, God bless Kenny.
Trying to get work done.
Let me say this about Kenny Parker. Real talk. You about to sip this water again?
Yes, go.
Oh, gosh. And you slurp on water. How do people slurp on water? Anyway, Kenny Parker is a genius. He really is. Not my type to like hang out and party with. That's not going to happen. But Kenny Parker was the person to convince me to audition for Real World. Like first of all, it wasn't even called Real World. It was a documentary that they were looking for 7 artists to live in a house in New York City. And so we were kind of like at a crossroad with the label and trying to figure out what we wanted to do. And Kenny was like, you should audition for that. And I was like, why? He was like, you know what? If you get it, even if it never comes out, it'll be yours. Like, it's something that you would have on your own. And imagine if it blows up. Like, yo, if I was like, you know what? He might be right. So I always credit Kenny for the Real World for me, like, because I would have never, like.
How many people auditioned for that?
25. We found out after the first season that 2,500 people auditioned for it, and they picked 7. 2,500 people auditioned, and I also found out that I was the last person to get cast. There's been an inner cast debate whether it was me or Norman. But I think at the time what happened is that they kind of didn't know that like female rappers existed. Special Ed actually auditioned for it. Yes. I went to go audition for the Real World with Special Ed. We walked over there together. Me and Special Ed. Shout out to him. You was there too.
Shout out Special Ed. Flatbush in the house.
So we actually auditioned together. And because we had the same management at the time. So Kenny went with me. It was literally across the street from my manager's office at the time. And I would have never went, but Kenny was like, what do you have to lose? Like, you actually have the personality for a TV show. Like, you should do that. And so I went. They asked me a bunch of questions. I sat in front of a camera pretty much, just set up like what we doing now. I answered some questions, and they just kept calling me back. I didn't know what was going on, but literally the next day, I remember when it aired in May of 1992, Kenny and I, we were headed to the studio after it aired, and I walked down the street and I couldn't walk down the street. Remember that day?
Literally.
Remember that?
Literally less than 24 hours. It was like one day before the Real World. We went to the studio regular. It aired that night, and then the next day, people was going, I recognize your voice. They was going to recognize your voice.
That's what people would say. I recognize your voice.
They recognize your voice. And it became the big most watched show in the history of MTV at that time in 1992.
It was crazy.
And is it the Real World in the television broadcast. Is it television?
It's in the television and the history of the Hall of Fame. The Real World
Television Broadcast Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That's a gigantic accomplishment because look at what reality TV has become.
It started a genre of television, but when you think about it, it went from that year in 2,500 people hearing about it and me auditioning then to 50,000 people auditioning. Oh, you know, the next 2 years. And now it became in the hundreds of thousands of people trying to audition as they picked 7. So I always give credit to Kenny because he was like, you should audition for that. And I was just like, I don't even know what this is. But it ended up changing it, you know, it changed history. My life. Yeah, not only did it make history, it changed my life. Shout out to my good friend Mike Muse because he even pointed out, not only were you the first African-American female to do reality television, but you're the first rapper on weekly television. You know, like when you think about how weekly television was being developed in 92. I don't know when the Fresh Prince came out, but he said you should look that up and understand what that means because as a female rapper, you were on there weekly and then for years to come. So my goodness.
I mean, you were talking about hip hop. You was talking about the struggles of the music business, which we talk about a lot on this channel. How shady the game was. You was talking about that in 91, 92.
92. Salute. Okay.
Let me jump to some of these. Robbie the Danger. Hey. Thank you so much.
Hey, yo, Robbie. Kenny don't know how to thank. Hey, Robbie. Good looking now.
Towards Heather's gas money.
Towards HB gas money.
How is it towards HB?
But I'm going to tell y'all why. Let me bring y'all behind this curtain of the DJ Kenny Parker show. Kenny ain't give me no gas. Kenny gave me a dry tuna sandwich. I gave you a great tuna sandwich. A cup of water. He did supply. Same as me. He did supply the champagne that I requested. Very expensive champagne. Hey, it costs to sit down with me, KP. I'm busy. And I need gas money. And this is like a low-key storm. It was earlier today. That wasn't even low-key. It was a storm. Real slick out there. Robbie the Danger, I appreciate you, bro, because I'm splitting half of this with he getting right now. And I'm telling, I don't do interviews. I got to listen to people talk every day. I don't do interviews. And I told Kenny that. So, Robbie, I appreciate you. Good looking, KP. Benz Vermillion. Thank you so much. Benz, thank you, Benz. Pounds. Is that's in the UK? That's probably like $15. Good looking, Benz. Hey, Benz. And see, you right up my alley. You Benz Vermillion. I'm Billy Talk. I'm a billionaire. I got you, Benz. Robert Harris, thank you so much. Robert, really good looking for that. Hey, $5 off of that, KP. We need a live cooking show with Heather B. Also, who spit incredible verse freestyle around. Y'all didn't get that recorded. Yo, listen. Live cooking show. Let me tell y'all something today, and I know everybody here doesn't have Sirius XM, but I will say this first on the DJ Kenny Parker show. The Locksmith spit a freestyle today that's going to go down in history. When it drops tomorrow, you will remember that I said these words. He spit the most incredible freestyle in Sway in the Morning history. He did it today. Because there must have been hundreds. Oh, it's hundreds. We've been doing the show now for 13 years. It's probably it could be 1,000 freestyles on it. The Locksmith from Richmond, California, spit the most incredible, whether people want to say, he said he didn't write it down. And I'll get into how I feel about people not writing a little bit later on. But he spit the most incredible prepared verse ever in the history of Sway in the Morning today. It might have been 15 minutes. That's incredible. It was incredible. Shout out to the Locksmith. The Locksmith, salute to you. When it drops tomorrow, y'all gonna remember I told you. Ill State of Mind, thank you so much. Ill State of Mind, thank you for the money, baby. Down. I love that. $2.50. Contribute. Let me pour. Every time y'all drop something, I'm gonna pour my cup. Hey. I just lost the comments. Okay. How? I just hit the wrong button. Do this every week, son. What's good? I mess up every week. Where's my brother Jetta? Jetta be tuning into this. Where's Jetta? I don't know. We haven't scrolled. We've been stuck. Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. Yeah, say what up to the people.
Manduka Sana, Heather B in the place to be. What's good, Queen? I still got my 12-inch single. You're a legend.
Thank you so much.
Dope.
That's beautiful to say. That is dope. Thank you.
Pat S, will you be at the KRS-One Mad Lion show in LA on February 23rd?
He must be talking to you.
No, I will not be at that show. E-Money, this is going to be good. Mr. C, we love Heather. Good. Yes.
What up, Mr. C?
Hannibal 090. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Peace, Kenny. Great to whoa, it's moving. Peace, Kenny. Great to see you, Heather B. How was Kenny in college? Were you the chef running the dorm?
Yes, I was a chef running the dorm as well in college.
That is true.
I used to give chicken and beer parties. I used to fry chicken. I didn't have no money in college. I was broke as shit in school, and I used to make money by throwing dorm parties. And my dorm
against the rules of the college.
There he go with that dry snitching shit again.
I'm just saying.
Yo, I
have to put that in the context.
He was dry.
I was a senior in the school. We never had one party in 4 years. Heather came there as a 17-year-old freshman and brought the whole hood to the dorm.
Absolutely.
No one had ever seen nothing like that before. It was a riot.
So I needed money because I was broke, financial aid, Pell Grants, all that kind of crap. I needed money. So I was like, well, I could cook, and I got this big dorm room. I fried chicken. I had beer. And shout out to my girl, DJ Nurse. Shout out to Nurse. Nurse used to DJ the parties. I would charge $1 to get in. You get fried chicken and you get beer. And my parties used to be rammed. So rammed, and correct me if I'm wrong, so rammed that when Kenny finally decided to do a show at the college, he got his brother, KRS-One.
Epic concert at
Queen Latifah, shout out to Queen. Biz Markie, rest in power. Who else was on that show?
That was the show. It was Biz. Well, actually, Latifah, it was supposed to be KRS-One and Queen Latifah, but she couldn't make it.
Right.
So we added Biz at the last moment, and it was
incredible. So Kenny had me do promotions. I was part of the promotions, and Chris was like, yo, who helped promote this show? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to start a record label, and I need promotions. I was like, I'm a rapper. And that's kind of like how this whole thing developed, because I helped promote the show. But that's what I was doing in school. I was even cooking in school. Real talk. Like, I would fry chicken. I would make rice. I would just do things. Oodles and noodles. I was the queen of oodles and noodles. You introduced me to oodles and noodles. I introduced KP to oodles and noodles. Like, I used to hook up the oodles and noodles with the vegetables and everything in them. Cooking is actually my peace and my relaxation. So thank you to everybody that followed me at the Happy Hour WHB. I love it. That's kind of like what I do for my downtown.
Dozens of thugs to the dorms.
Thugs that was paying, and we never had a fight. Tell the truth, KP. No fights. It was never no fights up in there. And Kenny was dry in college as well, to finish answering your question. Woo, who is Julie? Julie, thank you for the $10. Hey, Julie. Julie, you about to have me lit.
Thank you so much for supporting the channel with our guest, Heather B.
Because I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. I think Julie could feel that with me. Julie, good looking.
Julie says, Heather should come back once a month. You two are hilarious together. Salute. Heather's too expensive. Look how she's trying to take half your 360 deal.
No, listen. Hey, Julie, Kenny Parker crew, I am expensive.
Oh, wow.
Billy talk. I'm in a building. It costs. Listen, you know what Jay-Z said? A Rolls Royce never go on sale.
This is true.
I'm never on sale. Never. Either I'm going to give it to you for free or it's going to cost.
Studio time was never on sale back in the day. That's why I acted the way
Thank you, Julie. Because y'all getting I don't do interviews. I don't. Because I don't
really appreciate you here coming on the channel.
Jason, good looking for that change, baby. Jason
Nelson. Heather be the illest.
Yo, Jason. and I'm gonna tell.
Crookest.
And I'm the only one that's gonna tell on KP. That's why. Hey, listen, y'all, I got stories.
Drew Golden.
Drew, good looking for the money.
Heather, did you ever have any run-ins with Roxanne Shante over the years? You're both on Sirius now, but what about back in the day?
So Roxanne Shante was before my time. Roxanne Shante came out way before I did. So think about it. My first album didn't come out until 1996, Taking Mine, and that's the one that Kenny Parker produced. So yes, I do see Drew, I do see Shante at Sirius XM. We are different hours. So I do Sway in the morning from 8 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And then I have the happy hour with Heather B at night. Shante does her show from 4 to 7. So we rarely see each other. But when we do, it's always love. We're both grown ass women. To me, it's corny. Like, what beef? What? Why would we have any kind of run-ins or beef? Like, that's ridiculous. Whatever that was going on with BDP, that was before I even got there. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say that I was a part of BDP. I was KRS-One's artist that he was bringing up to start Edutainment Records, which is why I was on the Edutainment album to do 7 DJs. So I wasn't a part of any of that.
We're going to get into that in a second.
Yeah, I wasn't a part of any of that. So salute to Roxanne Shante. I actually just did a special with her that's going to be coming out in February with Sway, Shante, and myself with Sirius XM. Did an amazing special talking about the contributions to hip hop, and it was great. So much love to her. And Drew, that's actually a great question. But Shante and the whole Juice Crew and BDP, that was before my time.
Shout out to Shante too, because she was gracious enough to have me on her show last year talking about my book. If you guys do not have the book, my brother's name is Kenny. The link is in the description below. A lot of the questions you guys ask on this channel is answered in the book. Get the book. Shante was very gracious to have me on her show. And shout out to my brother Cool V.
Cool V!
Who's the DJ on her show. We got so many people contributing right now.
Good looking on the contributions.
Grand finale. Wow,
Grand finale. So good looking.
Yo, Kenny, I rock with your channel, but you just might have to add Heather to the staff.
Hey, Grant.
Too expensive.
He can't afford me, Grant.
I can't.
Listen, Grant, he can't afford me, but I appreciate your contribution.
She wants 50%.
Absolutely. I work every bit of my money. Every bit of it. Listen, AKP.
She's a little too expensive, Grand Finale.
Grand Finale, but I like what you did, Grand Finale. I like your suggestion. But Kenny absolutely came with no food, and that's no.
That's a lie because you just said I gave you a dry tuna fish.
That was his, and he had an argument with me about eating it, and then he argued with me. Remember when you charged me 50 cents for a piece of cheese?
I did charge you.
He charged me 50 cents for a piece of cheese one time
in 1988.
No, it wasn't 88. I wasn't in college back then. This was 91. He charged me 50 cents for a slice of cheese in the dorms because I didn't have any cheese.
I was out of school.
Right, he was out of school. He charged me 50 cents for a slice of cheese. I didn't have any cheese. This is what I'm dealing with. So really,
entrepreneurialism.
And really, hey, Rod, good looking on what you're doing. Really, I'm just getting back what's due to me because then he also charged me 50 cents for a bite of a donut.
That's a lie.
KP.
Because I wouldn't have shared a donut.
Everything I love.
I wouldn't even have gave him.
And that's exactly what he said to me. I'm not going to share it. I'll give me 50 cents for a bite.
I don't even see myself sharing a donut.
He did that. He was that petty. He's dry, y'all. Like, so raw, good looking. I'm just getting back for what he did to the Cold Crush.
Thomas O'Kane. Yes. Heather, what do you remember about making Don't Hold Us Back from the Heal Project?
Wow, that's a great question, Thomas, and thank you for the contribution. I got $250 from this. So what I remember about that is that when Chris was doing Heal, all I could think about is like, oh my gosh, this is the second coming of self-destruction, and I wanted to be a part of it. And so when I wrote Don't Hold Us Back, and I was so proud of my little song that I wrote, and he was like, okay, we're going to keep your song for the album, but you're the only person that cursed on it. I was like, oh, man.
I never knew Chris said that.
He said that to me. You're the only person that cursed on the whole album. But I was so proud of that little song.
That's the first song that we ever produced that came out.
Yeah, but I was so proud of it. And again, like you have to remember, me being from Jersey City, New Jersey, Chris taught me song structure. He taught me how to write a song. He taught me how important it was to be free, like with that blank piece of paper. I'm a writer. Like I am. I'm a writer. Like it doesn't matter if I'm writing a journal, if I'm writing a poem, if I'm doing whatever. I'm just a writer by nature. And he kind of gave me the confidence to continue writing. So when you hear songs like All Glocks Down of Heads Only Knew and all these different songs, even if you fast forward to Do You and Dreamer and all these songs that I even have out after that, like I love writing, you know. So I do. Two people I would say is my mother was the first person to make me write, and then Chris encouraged me to write more. Because there's one thing if you have a lot to say, but then in terms of song, there's a way to structure it. Now, people don't do songs today like we did songs then. It's different. There was a formula back then. It was always like a verse, a hook, a verse, a hook. There was 3 verses in the hook, right? That was the formula. Now it's so different. You can do, 8 bars, a hook, 4 bars, a hook, and the song is done. Like
there's songs that's under 2 minutes.
Absolutely. That was unheard of, during the 90s and during that time. But what I love about it now, which is why I embrace it all, because it's the freedom of it. As an artist, you should be able to have your freedom because everything doesn't need to be 3 minutes and 15 seconds, right? It doesn't. There's different ways to do, to express your arts. But I would say, Thomas, that I was so proud because that was like I presented this little song and I just wanted to be a part of that project.
It was a dope project. Shout out to D Nice on the track, by the way.
D Nice produced that?
Yep, he produced Self-Destruction and Heal.
Okay, wow.
Richard Lovelace, thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Thank you for the $250, Rich. Good looking.
Thank you for the $5 to the DJ Kenny Parker channel.
Wow, he said hip hop is better.
Hip hop is better because of you two. God bless y'all. Thank you so much.
That's
really,
dope.
really appreciate you.
That's dope. That's a really nice compliment. Thank you.
It really is. Let me scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, we got.
This is a good one right here. Pixelized No Filter YT. Heather, tell us what you think about written versus Off the Dome.
No, he says, tell us what you think about written versus Off the Dome.
Yeah, writtens versus Off the Dome.
Off the Domes can be very, very tricky. It takes a special skill set to be nice off the dome. Like anybody, you could just say anything off the dome, right? But that to have it fluid and consistent takes a special skill set. In fact, when I was talking about the locksmith today, he actually broke down how he learned how to do songs without writing. He shared that secret today. And he said because initially he never believed that Jay could do songs without writing. I'm a writer, so I have to write. I hold too much in my head every day not to have to go somewhere and sit down and write it all out. But I think salute to the Supernaturals and the Craig G's and the KRS-Ones and the Juices and all these people of the world who just have that natural gift, Eminem, to just flow off the top like that. And just, I don't have that skill set. I don't even consider it a weakness. That's not what I do. I just enhance my strengths. I don't need to be a person that freestyles off the top. I don't have to do that. But I appreciate people who can do it because you have to learn how to do that. I was never interested in like flowing off the top like that. But when you write a lot, you just always have stuff. And so it comes in different waves for me. Like, because I write so much, I always have bars, I always have things in my head. But Off the Dome, salute to all of those people. When they just throwing out words and then they could just kind of freestyle off of that, it's crazy. Crazy.
Yes.
So that's a great question though. Who was that? Who did that question?
I just
kidding with it. But that was a great question.
Florida, Georgia. Thank you so much.
Florida, Georgia. Good looking on the five spot, baby.
So much. Yo, DJ Kenny, ask Heather B the brown sugar question. When did she fall in love with hip hop? The MC Shyrock days in the 1970s or later?
Salute to Shyrock.
Absolutely. Period. Salute to Shyrock.
You got to salute Shyrock, period. When did I fall in love with hip hop? So obviously I went through all the phases, the very early stages, the Grandmaster Flashes and all of that. I know all of that. I know all the Wild Styles, the Beat Streets, you name it. I could do all of that verbatim. When I fell in love with hip hop, Sucker MCs. Sucker MCs changed my life.
The Kings from Queens.
When I heard that, I lost my mind.
Everybody lost.
I lost my mind. I remember going, what is this? Like, what is it? Boom, tat, 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 boom, boom, tat, 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 tat. And it was so clear. And something about it just cut through my spirit. I just heard drums. I heard the clarity in the voices. I heard the cuts. I'm DMC in the place to be. I went to St. John's University. And I'm like, he went to college? Like, everything about that song, it just changed my life. So I fell in love with hip hop. I liked hip hop. I was curious about hip hop, but I fell in love with hip hop the day I heard Suck MCs.
Shout out to Run DMC.
And rest in power, Jam Master Jay.
Yes. What am I doing here?
Kenny, you suck at like, what are you doing?
But I say this every week. I suck. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's scroll down. There's so many. I'm just going to jump down a little bit. Sharon Shabazz, does Heather remember KRS calling out Kool Steady on stage in Chicago in the 90s? Heather wasn't there. I remember.
I did a show in Chicago in the 90s.
But you wasn't at this show. I remember this specific show.
Oh, okay. I remember doing a show.
And he called out this guy, Kool Steady, but Kool Steady wasn't there.
Oh, okay. I remember being on tour with Chris, but then going to Chicago.
Blaze, who was Heather B's favorite beat makers?
Who are my favorite beat makers? Wow. Okay. I mean, the obvious, because I worked with Kenny for so long. Shout out to DJ Premier.
Of course.
I love Just Blaze.
Yes,
I love Just Blaze.
Shout out to Just Blaze, by the way. I just spoke to him about a couple months ago.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh, I'm a fan of Just Blaze.
Me too.
Woo! I love Just Blaze. Like, I really, really do. I think he is super duper talented.
Absolutely.
I love Just Blaze. There's a ton of people to mention, but just like off the top, obviously DJ Premier, always wanted to work with Primo. Just Blaze. And then I did Just Blaze. I gotta say, I don't think KG gets enough credit.
I say that all the time on this channel.
Love to KG, love to Pete Rock, love to Large Professor. My goodness.
Large Pro.
And I just talked to Q-Tip the other day. I love Tip.
That's
Kenny's father.
I love Tropical Quest. I'm older than Tip though. So
no, okay. Wait, Dre's your father? Who's your father?
Well, really, I'm gonna go Larry Smith.
Is your father?
The father of it all.
No, who's your daddy? Is Dre your father or who's your father?
My producer inspiration.
No, not inspiration. Who's your producer?
My producer
father?
Inspiration.
Dry.
Is Dr. Dre. Overall. And Chris, I learned so much from KRS-One. KRS-One is another very underrated producer.
It's so many underrated producers, but shout out to E.
Oh
my gosh. And I love Eric Sermon. Like, salute to Eric Sermon. He's actually one of my favorite people as well. I love Eric Sermon. Eric Sermon and DJ Premier. Love y'all.
Let me scroll down.
Kenny, is my time almost up? Because I feel like
we getting close though.
Okay. Hey, good looking.
No, this already,
okay,
this
he did.
old.
Oh, we did that.
Dang, yo.
Yo, you're horrible with the people.
Because there's so much. I'm just trying to. Timberland, the best producer alive. Wow.
Shout out to Timbo.
Shout out to Timbo. Lord Finesse.
Shout out to Lord Finesse. I just talked to Lord Finesse the other day.
Hardcore. Heather B seems like fun and cute too.
Well, you already know, and I am a lot of fun. But in terms of the cute, you got to get the back of the line. I got a whole combine, boo. Good looking though.
Wow.
And you didn't put up no money, so I can't even talk to you. Look, you ain't got no cash.
Oh, JB Music Beat Miners.
Shout out to the Beat Miners, Mr. Walt, Evil
Those
D.
are also one of my super favorites.
Yo, we love them.
Marley Marl, RIP DJ Mark the 45 King.
Mark the 45 King, one of the greatest.
One of my
heroes. Yeah, it's so, again, it's like eras. Like, this is why I kind of don't like to do these conversations because to me, I got to do it in pieces because I also don't like to forget people.
I know. Takashi Mandela, thank you so
Takashi,
much. You are always welcome on this channel. Thank you so much.
What's his 50%? Run that kid. What? Shout out to DR Period as well.
DR Period is incredible producer. DJ Kenny Parker, peace, brother. Oh my God, Heather B, all Glocks down. Your food videos are amazing. What was it like rhyming with M.O.P?
So I was always a fan of M.O.P. I remember coming to Kenny Parker and saying I want to do a song with M.O.P. Kenny was like, well, Heather, dry. You should ask DJ Premier. He knows those guys. And so I reached out to Primo and he brought them into the studio. And we had just recorded Sending Them Back. From
the Taking Mine
album. And they came in about a couple days later and was like, yo, we know who you are. What do you want to do? What are you thinking? So we met first. And then they came back a day later and said they want to do the song. And we just sat around shooting pool. They shot pool and it was like, well, what do you want to do? And I think initially we was going to call the song Calling Shots because we was all shooting pool and hanging out, smoking. I was a heavy smoker back then. And we ended up, it's like, you know what? My kind of nigga. And the beat came on.
I got even more details.
What am I leaving out?
Well, first of all, y'all agreed to do a song. You and Fame, spoke,
right?
And y'all was like, "Let's do a song. What is it about? Who knows?
Who knows?"
It was just like it was just open ended.
Right. I remember.
I remember you went away to your world, and I went away to my world. And when they said they want to do a song, I had a track that this guy named Dante gave me to do.
Which Dante?
This guy named Dante. He used to work at a record store.
Yeah.
It wasn't Rock and Soul. Was it Downtown Records?
Maybe Downtown.
Shout out to Dante. I haven't seen Dante in like 25 years.
Poor Dante. He used to write that.
Dante gave me a track that I loved. I presented it to the Heather B crew, Jetta, C-Dog, everybody in the crew. And they didn't like the track. And they were like, nah, this ain't it.
It was dry.
I thought the beat was dope. They didn't like the track. Right at this time, I was working on a beat on the SP1200.
Is that the same one from back in the day?
No, that's a new one. No, I wish I had the same. That one from back in the day just fell apart at some point. I had a track, and I remember I made this beat. And your brother Jetta was driving us to the studio. And I said, Jetta, I got the beat. And I played him the beat in the car. And the beat that y'all hear for that song was the beat I had on cassette. He was like, that's it. When we got to the studio, we caught up with you. And you said, I got the title for the song. It's called My Kinda Nigga. That's all you said. I got the title for the song. And I think it was Billy. I can't remember if it was Billy or Fame. I think it was Billy. Because Billy Dance, shout out to Billy Dance.
I love Billy Dance.
I think it was Billy Dance. He said, oh, I got the melody. This is what you said. The song's called My Kind of Nigga, and we're gonna talk about our who is our kind of nigga. That's what you said.
Right.
Billy Dance said, I got the melody. It goes, zin, 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 my kind of nigga. He's going like that. Zin, 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 my kind of nigga. And once he said that, we was like, that's it. And everybody went off into their respective corners of D&D and started writing the song.
So, and let me add this, because I want to give flowers to M.O.P. I've been in the studio with a lot of people. They're incredible to work with. Because they don't write together. It's so phenomenal to watch. Like they don't write together. Billy, and I've never worked with a group before. So I've been in the studio with KRS-One. I've been in the studio with mad people, but I've never worked with a group. No, that's not true. I worked with Lords of the Underground. Shout out to Lords of the Underground as well. They were the first group that I worked with.
For the album that never came out.
But to they rhyme different than M.O.P. though. Would you agree?
Yes.
So it was different. Like Fame wrote his verse, Billy wrote his verse, and then they came in and they was like, HB, we need you to say this word. We need you to say that. It's like, what are y'all doing? Like, I don't understand this pattern that you guys are doing. And then doing a song with them, Fame was the first one to kick it off. Like,
yes,
Kenny wanted Fame to go first because he was just like the type of individual. And I was just like, I don't understand what's happening.
There's ads that just came on. For some of you people will see the ads. Some of you people will not see the ads. It's inserted right now, but we're just going to talk through the ads for those of you who are going to miss this.
Yeah, so, but it was incredible to work with them, and it was very fast. Like, I definitely felt pressure. There was a pressure working with KRS-One of, like, excellence, and then there was a pressure of working with M.O.P. It was like, get it done. They've never recorded songs with females. In fact, they told me, we don't work with chicks, but we fuck with you, so we're going to do this song with you. And so there was a pressure to like get it done, So I thank Chris for all of those teachings and all of that tedious work and being on the road and watching him perform live, that I was able to write like under pressure, because had I not had that experience with Chris, I don't think I could have performed with with M.O.P. because they were like, we don't work. We don't rock with females. We don't do song. Why? We don't need that. That ain't even our audience. So it was dope. And then shout out to Omar Epps. I love you, O. That Omar Epps is my brother in my family,
shout
straight
out to
up.
Omar Epps. Because
O was like, I remember riding around. O had a BM at the time. We were like, O lived down the street. Latifah was down the street. Me and O would just jump in his BM. He would come down to the house. I'd be cooking, frying chicken, frying fish or whatever. We rode around listening to my album, and O was like, yo, I want to shoot that video. The one with M.O.P. I want to shoot that video. So Omar Epps shot the video for M.O.P. He's from Brooklyn. And O was like, you got to do this shit on the train. That's how that whole thing came about. So, and then Omar ended up doing videos for M.O.P. later on. So it's like layers to that. Like, there's a lot of layers to it.
One thing I'd like to add to that, I do remember in the session, Fame went first and wrote his rhymes first, and he left blank spaces in the rhyme. And he was like, I'm going to leave this spot blank, but for Billy to come in and add. It's like they write with the other person. They leave spaces for the other person to rhyme in the blank spaces. That's why they come in and out so seamless like that. Seamlessly. It was so ill because when he told us, so he would rhyme. So when Fame laid his part down, by the time Fame laid his part down, we was like, this is incredible. Heather, are you ready? Heather had wrote her 16 by this point. Heather went and laid her 16 down. This is before they did their ad-libs on your part.
Yep.
So now once I heard the rough of Fame and Heather, I was like, oh, this is going to be the hardest record out. Billy was like, I'm coming back tomorrow and I'm going to lay mine down.
He said, I'll be back tomorrow.
He said, I'll be back tomorrow and I'm going to lay mine down. The next day, and we thought Fame said the most gangster stuff in the world. When Billy came back, talk about flipping 8 months sentence to a 12 years.
Chase you through a dark crosswalk with a nickel. Nah, we was in the
studio.
Yo, going crazy.
It.
Because Billy stayed the whole time during the writing session and just decided, I'll be back tomorrow. Like,
just like that.
Like, nigga, what you doing? We was in, the beat was up, but that's what I meant about catching a vibe. Like, Kenny was, this session was against anything Kenny ever stood for. It was drinks, it was Henny, it was weed. I was in heaven. Kenny was dying. While I was in heaven, Kenny was like,
you know why I wasn't dying? Because you guys worked really fast.
No, we worked fast, but you didn't like the environment.
Oh yeah, I don't like
he didn't like
extracurricular in the studio.
It was all the extracurricular.
Do that at home. Yo, $100 an hour. There's no time. $100 an hour. Yo, $100 an hour. We was so in 1995.
We were so lit in that
budget. Remember the word back end. We're going to talk about this again next week.
We were so lit. It was so much fun.
Let's jump.
But thank you, Takesha. Okay,
that was a great question. Let me jump into this.
I want to try to answer everybody before I skate.
Michael Barlow.
Hey, Michael Barlow. Good looking for my test spot. Cape. Because you ain't had no
Salute
food.
KP, day one, BDP, Heather B. Remember me from back in the day. Riding since real world days. We met at a concert at the beach with Arrested Development.
Belmont Beach. That was Belmont Beach, my dude. Mikey Boslow. I remember that. That was Belmont Beach.
I was there. I don't remember a concert with Arrested Development and Chris Cross. We did so many shows.
It was at a beach. It was Belmont Beach. It was in Jersey. It was down in Jersey. Yep. It was like an MTV thing. Wow.
Maybe
shout out to Arrested Development.
Shout out to Arrested Development.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chris Cross. Rest in peace. Which one of the Chris's passed away? The dark skin one.
Yeah.
All right. We are at 1 hour, y'all.
Kenny got me in overtime.
We're going to do a couple more. We're going to get out of here. I don't want to go too, if I could get from this.
Yo, you suck. Like, how do you, what are you doing?
This thing is,
and how you not answering everybody's questions, my
Because
G?
we stopped because you keep jumping to the people that paid. Exactly.
Billy talking to building.
I'm just going to scroll down a little bit because we just... JB Music. I used to hate going to the studio with no smoking.
Exactly. First of all,
your back end.
First of all, D&D was a complete dungeon. D&D is a place back in the day.
D&D is the most
D&D
ghetto studio by far.
D&D is the place. It's the waiting room for hell. Like if you go into hell, you got to stop at D&D first just to get dressed to meet the devil. Like that's what it was nasty.
There was nothing state of the art about D&D.
Nothing
at all.
Nothing. It was nasty.
And maybe that's how Cream and Beat Minded Black Moon and Reasonable Doubt and Illmatic, maybe that's why they all sounded like that, because it came out of that nasty environment. It
was nasty.
Heather B is the only female in history to do a whole album in D&D Studios. There were no females in the studio ever. It was all dudes smoking and drinking.
And the toilet was nasty. Everything was. You had to pee standing up. I am the best peer ever because I would not sit on the toilets.
Yo, look at this. Oh, look at this right here. Robbie the Danger. Thank you so much. He said, Uncle Kenny, get some snacks.
He ain't got no.
That's a lie. I got Cheez-Its.
He got Cheez-Its. That's loaded with sodium. My G, nobody eats
Cheez-Its?
Okay, people eat Cheez-Its. I told him
I
don't want that. Like he couldn't.
I'm gonna get some better snacks for the next guest. He said, Heather, you're breaking the mold. You're setting the tone for all the other guests to come.
This is what I do. I'm a professional billionaire. This is what I do. And he came with no snacks. And then he cried about some weak ass tuna he gave me with cranberry. I never even had tuna fish with cranberries in it.
It's incredible.
That shit was dry, low key.
And you finished it all.
I didn't finish it all. He gave me out of the $6.99. He gave me $1.98 worth of this tuna.
That's
I'm gonna show y'all
too much. Sergeant Crease Grease. It's funny because some of my favorite records and mixed records came out of D&D.
It was dirty.
Yeah, I mean
D&D stood for dirty and dirtier.
Yeah,
dingy and dirty.
Bug. Heather is a riot. G-Off World. Tell him, Heather. Why not taking Heather's side?
Listen. Kenny, let me tell y'all something. Kenny Parker, God bless him. For people that may not know, because Kenny doesn't brag a lot or whatever, this is a highly educated psychology degree, right? Mm-hmm. He has a degree in psychology from a Jesuit institution. I didn't finish college. I went to St. Peter's. I had a blast. I had a good time. The Real World called, record label. I saw my opportunity to blow up and be a star. Kenny did his thing, but Kenny is dry.
I call it discipline. I come from a sports background, be it practice in a certain time, drills. Y'all know the basketball. Y'all know the drill.
KP, you dry as hell.
I'm disciplined. Mikey Barslow, thank you once again.
Mikey, thank you for the 5 spot, my G.
Just saw KRS, Kane, PE, and so many other heroes Sunday in Atlantic City. Word, they had that show every year. Do you check your messages? Please do. Me, once in a while, I will check my messages.
What messages?
I guess on IG. Pat S. heading out with Heather and her headphones.
I don't know what that means.
Cut Productions. What's up, my brother? This is hilarious. Preserve Our Story. That's the sound we wanted, D&D. D&D had a great, I don't know what was it about that dirty.
Dirt.
That's what just dirt.
It was dirt.
It was always, and here's another thing. It was always downtime in D&D. Downtime means something is broken and you have to stop the session while they get it fixed. Every half an hour.
Shout out to Louis Teneo.
Shout out to Louis Teneo. Shout out to Carpenter. Dave Carpenter used to fix everything in there. But if anything happened, I was downtime, stop the clock. This $100 an hour, man. Y'all crazy.
So, Kenny, when you're doing this show and nobody's here, you just be talking?
We have no format. We just we come on here, people start talking, and we just start talking about whatever. There's no format.
I've watched you. I've seen it. But we
just have a good time. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are here. Long. Once in a while we do, and we get in deep conversation.
Kenny's dry.
I am disciplined. Thou art credible. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the 250, my G.
Yo, this is a real 360 deal.
Hell yeah.
This is for my Heather B sample in the Big Picture beat on my channel. Big respect from North Carolina.
What up?
The Heather B sample in the Big Picture beat on my channel. So he sampled you on his channel, so he's paying you the $5 for the sample clearance.
For what?
Big
Picture. I got a really good attorney. Don't do that, Big Picture. Talk to me. Slide in my DM. I'm at the Happy Hour WHB. Here's the thing. Don't make me look for you. If you come to me nice, you can get something done for me. If I got to look for you because you stole something, it's going to be trouble. Big Picture.
Has Heather ever produced a track? April 7th.
Yeah, All Glocks Down. I co-produced that.
Yo, you added a hook. You added written lyrics that support. That's your job.
What's a song without the hook?
You're the MC. Your job is to add lyrics.
What's a song without the hook?
Heather never produced any tracks on her albums. I'm going to answer that question.
Bruh.
Our business, too. We love Kenny's show, Heather. Thank you.
You should love his show, but Kenny's dry as shit.
Baja Ukweli. D&D, dry and disciplined.
Kenny's dry. Y'all know, listen, the culture needs a person like Kenny Parker. Kenny is, not only is he a student, but he's an historian. And you need historians. You need people who cares about like facts and information. And he's very detailed. I just don't operate like that. So you need that. And it always needs to be like a balance. You know what I mean? So, Kenny, you should have like hookers on your show.
Hookers on here?
You need a balance because you so dry. It needs to be like the odd couple.
Unless there's some hookers from the loop so we can talk about hip hop. Heather's the type of person that would do this, y'all. We're mixing a song, right? Heather would go out on the couch in the waiting room and go to sleep for like 3 hours.
Absolutely.
We would mix the whole song. Heather would wake up and go, I don't know about this. I don't like this. I don't like that. We're like, yo, stay up and listen to the mix. Heather would go to sleep and wake up after y'all did all this. No. We did all this work. You'd be like, I don't know.
The studio wasn't fun. And listen to all the future artists out there, or current artists. You have to create your own vibe and your own energy.
Absolutely.
Kenny is a great producer and a great DJ, but the studio environment wasn't fun. And I just always needed to have fun. And Kenny would keep us in the studio for an hour.
Heather got a nice back end on her budget. The back end, there was nice money on the back end side of her budget.
Absolutely, but I didn't need to hear the same.
We were tight in the studio. We were real tight in the studio.
But I didn't need to hear the same verse for an hour.
E-Money. Uncle Kenny, I'm on your side, but you got to get some snacks.
Thank you.
I'll take the first half of that. I had snacks. Cheez-Its is a snack.
Cheez-Its, y'all. Cheez-Its. Talk to the people. I'm about to show them your repertoire.
Cheez-Its is a snack.
Go ahead, keep talking. What else you got?
Napoleon, she sounds like Rada in 40-year-old versions falling asleep at the couch. Exactly. JT, is Evil D in the house? Evil D was here 2 weeks ago.
Jesus, because I just know.
Cecil McCurthan.
Cecil, good looking on the $5.
Thank you for your support of the DJ Kenny Parker channel. I found an old videotape from 1990 Central Park where y'all performed. Heather had a green shirt on and D-Nice was there also. We need to see that footage.
That would be dope.
You know, BDP, I do believe. Get off my tuna, yo.
KP gave me tuna that was in
I got it from the store.
A plastic carton that was $6.
I really didn't want to give you this. So actually, this is begrudging. I mean,
it was $6.99. I've never had tuna with cranberries in it. And what else?
Amazing. Cranberries and some other stuff in it. It's amazing.
I had $1.98 worth of this tuna and he's crying.
Cecil, we really need to see that Central Park footage. I do believe Boogie Down Productions is the first rap group to crack off Central Park. The Central Park Summer Stage started in 91. BDP opened it up. We had 7,000 people out there. It was off the hook. We need that. I need to see
Shout
that
out to you, Cecil. Thank you for the 5.
Thank you for the footage in advance.
KP, why do you keep screwing up the thing?
Here we go. DJ KD over towards the get the dancers in there.
He need hoes. Hey, this is the driest person. Even when I used to throw parties back in the day at the dorms, Kenny be like, I gotta study first before I come downstairs to your party. To his credit, he graduated from college. He has a degree in psychology from a Jesuit institution. I left. I was like, I can't do this. I was writing rhymes, and Kenny was calling me saying our song is on the radio. I was out.
Napoleon Maddox, yo, you didn't see my little €5 contributions to Heather's Gas or Shrimp or Smoke or Ripple. Fred, what's good? My bad, Napoleon. Must have went past. I didn't even see it.
He hating. Thank you for the $2.50, Napoleon. I don't drink Ripple.
Napoleon is my dude.
I don't drink Ripple. I do drink a good champagne or Prosecco. I did have. Thank you all, Kenny Parker crew, because I told Kenny I would come on his show if he bought me champagne.
Which I did.
He did buy me the champagne, and I didn't want to drink that here because you should drink champagne with someone that you love. That's
how it goes?
Absolutely. And Kenny doesn't drink. Kenny's dry. Kenny's like that cool cousin, yo.
Gargan Fluck, Gospins Fields. Welcome back. Is that tuna dolphin free? Because it sure ain't cranberry free.
Cranberry tuna, y'all.
It's banging. It's banging. Cecil, tell me how to send it. I will burn a DVD for you.
You should DM that dude, yo.
Yes, I really need.
Give him your Instagram and he can DM
my
you.
Instagram is DJ Kenny Parker. Please DM me on DJ Kenny Parker. I will send you that. I'm dying to see that.
That would be dope.
Please, DJ Kenny Parker on Instagram.
Why is everybody laughing? It's like a mad.
Everybody, Heather B. Wild, he needs 304. He needs hoes.
Everybody, there's nothing but like laughing emojis up here. We ain't even get to clowning yet. Like, yo, that's so wow.
JT, Heather, how did you and Sway link up?
Wow, that's a great question, JT. So Sway and I met when I came to the Bay to actually promote the Taking My album. And it's so crazy because we instantly connected. There was an instant connection with Sway, just like there was an instant connection with KP. Sway's a Cancer, KP's a Cancer, my brother's a Cancer. So, and I'm a Scorpio. Maybe there's some kind of astrological thing there, but there was an instant connection. Nothing like creepy or funny or I'm trying to get with you. It was not like that. There was like a family spiritual connection with Sway. So we met that day, never forgot each other. And then Sway and I reconnected because my best friend, Uzi, that's her nickname, she was married to a guy by the name of Gordon Williams. His industry name is Commissioner Gordon.
Shout out Commish.
Shout out to Commissioner
Gordon. A lot
Gordon.
of work with KRS.
Did a lot of work with KRS-One. He engineered the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. He won Grammys for Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, for Men in Black. He won a lot of Grammys. Sway had an artist at the time, and she was a singer, and he was looking for Commissioner Gordon. So Rich Nice,
shout out Rich Nice,
who knew Commissioner Gordon from the Bronx, brought Sway to Commissioner Gordon's studio, which happened to be in the basement of his house. And so when Rich Nice brought Sway there, I was there because I was there with my best friend, Suzette. And when Sway walked in, we just started laughing. And he was like, yo, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. I'm in New York. You should do radio with me. was like, what? He's like, yeah, you should do radio with me. And I was like, Sway, I ain't trying to do radio. Like, why would I do radio? He's like, I'm at Hot 97. I do this show. We know we need a person to come on. We need some female energy. You should do radio with me. So he convinced me. We were at Suzette's and Commissioner Gordon's house. It had a barbecue, and he convinced me to come and do radio with him at Hot 97. I worked for one day. And the reason why I worked for one day, because Jaheim was the guest at Hot 97, and a fight broke out live on air between Jaheim and a comedian who was a guest on the show as well. I was like, Sway, I quit. I was like, I'm done. I had one day at Hot 97 with Sway Show, and I quit. I was like, I'm good. And that was my radio career for one day. Then I got a call. Mr. Walt actually called me
from the Beat Miners.
Shout out to Mr. Walt. He was about to start a radio show, and he was asking my opinion on something. And I was like, no, you shouldn't do it that way. You should do it this way. He was like, you know what? You should do the show with me. So Mr. Walt and I got together and we did Spit Kicker Radio. We had a show on it was called Spit Kicker Radio on XM. And so we did that for a year. I did it for a year. And then I just realized like it wouldn't work for me in terms of my scheduling. But I liked radio. I just couldn't keep up with what was going on at the time. And so I reached back out to Sway and I was like, you know what? I think this radio thing could be something for me. Would you help me produce a show? And he was like, of course I would. I think you'd be great at radio. So Sway literally paid for me to go in and do an air check. Air check is the equivalent of a demo in radio. So Sway paid for me to do an air check, and he had no interest in going back on radio at the time. Paid for me to do an air check. I pitched it back to the people at XM. This is before Sirius and XM had merged, and they were like, "Nah, it's just not going to work. Yeah, the show you have is not going to work." Cool. Sway went to go audition for Sirius XM and to do a morning show. I actually went with him on his audition. And so went with him the first day, audition, didn't hear anything back. And then that was in January of 2012, possibly 2011, 2012. Didn't hear anything back from him. And then I got a call from Sway in July that he had got the job there at Sirius XM. Rocked with him that summer, and then Sirius XM decided that I wouldn't work with Sway. They were like, she's not going to work. You and Sway are too much alike. You guys come from the same background, same dynamic. It's not going to work. So they brought in someone else. And to Sway's credit, what I will say is that Sway was like, well, nah, you and I got something. Come in once a week and do a 10-minute segment. So I would come in once a week to the Swain and Morning Show and do a 10-minute segment and go home. That was my thing for a year. Like going, I wasn't getting paid. I wasn't doing anything. I would just go in. And then the person who they hired to work with Sway as his co-host ended up leaving. And Sway just got on the radio and was like, Heather B's my new co-host. I didn't even know. He said it before he even called me. Wow. And so I came in there. So I say all this to say I was 40 years old at the time when that happened. And I'm saying all of this to everybody out there because a lot of times folks may feel like it's too late. It's too late for me to start my life. It's too late for me to start over. It's too late for me to start my career. It's too late for me to dream. I feel like my time has passed me. No, that's absolutely not true. I'm actually here to tell you that's not true. I started a radio career at 40 years old. In less than 7 years, I had 3 full-time radio shows at Sirius XM. 3 full-time radio shows at Sirius XM as a host or co-host. 2 lead host jobs and a co-host of Sway in the Morning. So don't let nobody tell you. Don't even tell yourself that it's too late, because it's just not true. I am the example of working really hard and believing in yourself and not allowing the outside voices, or not even allowing your current circumstances to tell you it's not going to happen for you. I was bartending when Sway called me, and I wasn't bartending because I needed money. I was bartending because God had given me a vision about this idea called the happy hour at Heather B. I wrote it down one day, and it was like, teach people how to cook and entertain at home. It's going to be called the happy hour at Heather B. And I got a black and white composition notebook, and I started writing down all these ideas, and I wrote it, and I kept it to myself. And I literally went out to New York City, called Sway, and was like, do you know anybody? I'll bartend for free. And he hooked me up with people that I could bartend at Harlem for free. And what happened was, I started bartending, and people would come sit around my bar, and I would just meet friends, give advice, do whatever. And Sway said, this is what you should be doing on radio. And that's how I got the 10-minute segment on his show. It was called Straight Up No Chaser, from bartending. 10-minute segment. And I'm the example of that. So that's why I don't let people tell me no, or you can't do this, or you're not good enough, or you ain't gonna make it. That's not true. How you go from a 10-minute segment to 3 full-time shows at Sirius XM? How? What's for you is for you. Period. What's for you is for you. It ain't too late. So I don't really pay attention to a lot of what people say. I've read articles. I've seen people come. Shout out to Mr. Cheek. Seen a lot of come, seen a lot of go. It is what it is. You do you. And we said that back in 1998. You do you. Let everybody else go ahead. I worked at a spot called SIP, thanks to Sway, bartending. I worked at Melba's in Harlem, bartending, when people used to throw 50 cents at me, 75 cents at me, dollars, laugh, snicker. I watched people say a whole lot of stuff, but they didn't know what God had planned for me. You laughing and I'm behind this bar, but you don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning the industry. So that's why I have merch. That's why I'm cooking. That's why it's Billy Talk. That's why I'm a billionaire. I watch people laugh at me. The same people that laugh, calling me, asking me, could they come get an interview on my show? Because you get me with Sway, you was laughing. You was laughing because you thought I was bartending. I was learning the industry. I was learning the game. You got to humble yourself. Don't laugh at people because you don't know what folks are doing. Don't laugh at people because you don't know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the real hook. I don't let people, anybody that know me. I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I'm doing my thing, but I'm like this. I'm going to get my work done. As much as I had fun in the studio, KP can't never say I was unprepared. He can't say that. He can't say I wasn't writing. I was prepared. I watch people do it. So me and Sway's relationship go back to that 96 era when I came to promote Taking Mine. But Sway, I quit that first day of Hot 97, but Sway saw me in Melba's. Sway saw, he's like, why are you asking me about people? I was like, yo, I got an idea. And I mind my business. Nobody ain't know not that many people knew I was bartending. Not that many people know I was taking culinary classes. Do your shit. Stop making excuses. Let them laugh. Let them talk about you. So who cares? Who cares? When God's speaking to you and giving you those visions and those dreams and ideas, you gotta run for that. Run towards that. Leave all the noise and everything else behind. I had mad conversations with KP. And I used to tell him, Like, yo, bro, I'm like, KP, I don't care. I said, how many times I told you I was a billionaire?
Every conversation, yeah.
I'm a billionaire, KP. I don't got time. That shit is beneath me. I don't got time. That's how I feel. So that's my advice, especially to people that's a little bit older. Because the youth, God willing, they got time to mess up and correct it. But if you at a certain point in your life where you still dreaming and that fire still burning in you, go for yours. I did it. I started radio at 40. At 40. 3 radio shows I was doing 5 days a week. And now God blessing me so much that I can't even talk about it. It's like he's blowing my mind. He's blowing my mind where I only got time to do the happy hour had to be and sway in the morning. That's it. What's coming next is stupid. Like, it's just stupid, y'all. Like Italy. I'm in Italy cooking. I'm in what? Let God blow your mind, period. Like, so I love y'all. Thank y'all. JT, that was a great question because it opened up an opportunity for me to like just really take a deep dive into process you in discipline and obedience, because ultimately that's what it's all about. You have to wake up every day with purpose and understand that and learn how to block out the noise. I'm also with the right partner. Shout out to my husband, Horse.
Horse.
He is a beautiful man and a beautiful partner that I have in my life who understands that in the journey and the life that God has allowed us to build together. We are blessed together. I have an amazing family. I have an amazing group of friends. And so that's what you strive for. Other shit is just, it's noise. Because when I get around my family and my people, like I want to celebrate. Like I'm like, yo, come on, we made it. Like we going, we trying to get it. So I appreciate y'all and I appreciate this audience and everybody here. But I just want to leave y'all with some encouragement. It's not too late. Like it's really not too late. I don't care how old you are. If your dreams die, that's because you decided that. They, period. My dreams ain't dying.
Amen.
My dreams ain't dying. So love y'all. Thank y'all.
We got an hour and a half, y'all. We're gonna wind it down.
Hey, you super gotta pay me an hour and a half.
I'm gonna get this last one right
this
here.
This is the last person.
No, this is the last person. Just blessed us with $20. Thank you.
Oh, that's so 10 much for me. Thank you, Baha. Baha Akwell. See, KP, I can read too.
Shout out and salute to Heather B and DJ Kenny Parker. Any new music in the works, Heather? Also, remember the show you did with the youngsters in Elizabeth, New Jersey. Scorpio KK. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. My birthday's November 13th. I remember that show in Elizabeth as well. It didn't go well
at the youngsters.
I'm not working on music right now. I do have some other projects. I've been doing commercials and acting and doing stuff. Shout out to Tyler Perry. Thank you so much for the opportunity with Sisters. Shout out to Nike. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Kenny gets jealous because I love the WNBA, and shout out to Sabrina and SQ. I got the commercial with her doing stuff. So doing the voiceover work there. So yeah, KP.
I've been following women's basketball
since really has.
1982.
He really has.
And Heather gets tickets to games, and
because you drive. If you knew how to come someplace and turn up, I'd invite you. But I'm not going to place with somebody and I'm ordering champagne. He's like, can I get a water with extra ice?
Exactly.
Or cranberry juice mixed with pineapple? Did you slurp on water?
We are about to get out of here, y'all. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit.
Say hi to the people. Thank you, Bill.
Verse Pro, women's NCAA over WNBA. Depends. It depends. Depends on the school. We about to get out of here. People just going.
Somebody asked me if I stay friends with somebody. Scroll back because I like to answer questions like that.
Soldier Soul Rat. Heather, do you stay friends with any real world cast?
Absolutely. I just talked to Julie and Norman yesterday.
Shout out to Julie. I got a picture with Julie. I'm gonna post a picture.
Shout out to Norman, Eric, everybody. We had fun. We just did a 30-year reunion on Paramount. We actually launched the Paramount Plus network. We did the Real World Homecoming back to New York
2 years ago.
Yeah, we did it in 2021. The 6 episodes. Go look it up. Real World Homecoming.
I spoke to Kevin Powell like a year ago.
Kevin Powell just nominated for a Grammy.
That's right. For his
Good luck, Kevin. I hope you get it. Yep.
As independent music, thank you, Heather B. Your words motivate for sure. We are about to get out of here, y'all. Thank you if you guys enjoyed the show.
Thank y'all.
We do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to my guest, Heather B.
First guest on the DJ Kenny Parker Show. Listen, if you plan to be a guest on the Kenny Parker Show,
BYOB.
Bring your own bags, your own breakfast, your own brunch, your own burgers, your own bottles. Bring it all because Kenny ain't got nothing for you, man, but some tuna and cranberry.
And water.
Ugh.
We out. Rod Woodman. Appreciate you, KB Heather B. Peace.
Hey, listen to the Sway in the Morning show tomorrow if you guys have Sirius XM. We're going to be live from 8 a.m. to 12 noon Eastern. We have the entire cast of sisters joining us tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Also, follow me on Instagram at the Happy Hour WHB. And then get Billy Talk. That's my vegan lip gloss line. It's beautiful. It's vegan. It's a celebration and a nod to female entrepreneurship. And yeah, man, like, yo, it's good times.
Real quick before we got here, I'm gonna shout out 73 Trini. Love it, guys. Remember Stephen from Sims Deli? Remember the deli used to be across the street?
With the mustard cheese. So he used to work there?
Yeah, this guy, 73 Trini, used to work at there used to be a deli across the street from Chris's apartment on 34th Street in 1989-90. We used to be in there every day.
Getting the tuna with the mustard cheese.
Tuna, that's why I offered you tuna.
But they didn't have cranberries in that shit, KP. KP, no, they wasn't whack. Shout out to you with Sims Deli. That deli was bomb. And I used to think $7 for a tuna fish sandwich, that's a lot of money, but it was
Queen of the Underworld, what's up? Kenny made money tonight, though. Now he has a budget.
And he about to give me half Queen of the Underworld. He about to run that
deal. Don't ever sign a 360 deal, y'all.
Yo, hey, ladies, Billy Talk is in the building. Get your mind right. Millionaires have been normalized. Billionaire is the new millionaire.
Let's go. Don't have to be interviewed.
Thank y'all.
Richie Demas, 34th in Brooklyn. 34th in Manhattan. 34th in Lexington. Okay, we out here.
Did Dr. Dre and Rakim's project ever come out? We don't know. Cranberries and tuna? Yes. What's the link for the... Okay, so fellas, if you want to get your girl some vegan lip gloss for Valentine's Day or for a birthday, even for your mom, your auntie, go to canvascolors.co. CANVAS.co is short for company. Canvascolors.co. Shop our new collection. It's a vegan lip gloss line inspired by female entrepreneurship. The truth behind that is I've always wanted to do a cosmetic line, but after just doing research and even about my own health, it needed to be vegan. And so a lot of times as Black and brown women, we have issues with our skin, using the wrong products. Do not, women out there and fellas too, stop spraying cologne on your skin. Stop spraying perfume on your skin. It causes issues. Only use aluminum-free deodorant. I'm sorry, KP, I'm taking over here. But all these little things matter. So, yes, it's a vegan lip gloss line at canvascolors.co, CANVAS colors.co, CL short for company. Shop the Billy Talk, the new collection. You'll love it. And if you buy it and post it, I'll repost you on my Instagram at the Happy Hour WHB.
That is really dope.
Oh, I'm not gonna forget to collect. Somebody told me don't forget to collect.
I saw that. I just
you tried to ignore the word, son. What's good with you, my G?
I just chose not to even respond to that.
Go back to that person.
DJ Kenny Parker, peace, brother. Oh my God, had to be. Oh, we saw this.
Yeah, you saw that already because you tried to ignore and don't forget to collect. Thank you, E-Money.
Heather B, don't forget to collect
I'm
before
not.
you leave.
I've been trying to teach. See, he has a college degree, but I've been trying to teach this dude about. I'm not going to take credit for the DJ Kenny Parker show. I'm not going to take credit for that. But what I will say is that I've explained to Kenny is that
go.
Why? They're gonna cut us off?
I'm gonna cut us off. Go ahead.
Relax. This is part of the dryness. This is why this dude is dry. You see?
Go.
I tried to explain to Kenny Parker a couple years ago. I was in LA. He called me. We on the phone shooting, and I was like, Kenny, you're the only person that I know that have the stories that you have, the history that you have, and the love that you have. Like, he loves it. Like, the facts, the data. And at 3 o'clock in 1989, this happened. And I don't care about that kind of stuff. He does. And Kenny Parker needed to create the DJ Kenny Parker show because he's the only one that has the information that he has. Real talk. And so I'm glad you did this because this is yours. And Kenny didn't need me to be here. He didn't. I'm just with family and I'm happy to come through and pull up for my family member. You know what I mean? But he didn't need me to do this because his stories are his stories. He was there. So I'm glad y'all are like a part of this as well.
I appreciate
you guys too. And y'all were hilarious. Y'all laughing with me, but I'm laughing with you guys as well. And I can't believe Kenny has me for an hour and 40 minutes. He's way over budget. He's way over budget.
This is the longest show we've had. But I got a budget now.
But half is mine, so technically he doesn't have a budget. And I'm getting my money because it was gas, it was parking, it was tuna with cranberries, and it was water.
Champagne.
That he didn't imagine.
Champagne. There's a little button that says end stream. Do you want to press it, Heather?
Find out if it's no more people. Hi, JB Music.
My Eagle Wolf. Much love and respect. Oh, my Eagle Wolf. Hey, one of the regulars on the show. So much love and respect to you both.
You have regular people here?
You have a bunch of regulars. Napoleon, just when we was all into KP 1 hour, we done DJ Dry.
DJ Dry. That's his new name. He's dry,
Disciplined. Y'all. Okay, we out.
Wait, money means power.
You missed my super chat, KP. I did.
Money means power.
I'm sorry if I missed your super chat.
Go back. Money means power to us means freedom to women.
Pat S. Money means power to us means freedom to women. I'm not sure what that means.
Billy talk for real. Oh, you missed the super chat. What is super chat, KP?
I didn't see it. We must have went past.
They said make it 2 hours. Only water. Yeah, this is how dry he is. I got a red cup. Heather B, Miss Melody, Harmony. Oh, shout out to all of them, man.
Heather B, Miss Melody, Pamela, Harmony, Petway was fired during the freestyle session during the BDP performance.
Is that the Quandos tape?
Yeah, that might be the BDP live.
Who's Petway?
Harmony, Pamela. I think her name was Petway. Her last name Harmony.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shout out to Harmony. I haven't seen Harmony in decades.
Me either. Wow.
Okay, we out of here. I'm about to press the button.
But you gotta say, but you missed the super chat. Okay, it's been great. Heather B, what's your favorite vegan dish to cook? I love anything vegan. I do. Even though I eat fish and turkey. Well, Kenny,
I eat fish.
You're pescatarian.
Yes.
But I love all vegan. So I could pretty much cook taking culinary of vegan everything.
KP Play, you missed my super chat also. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's super chat. I did not see it. It's not up here now. What the hell is a super chat? These
shout out to the super chatters. I just went like, what's the deal to everybody? Heather B, so happy for Heather B. I remember you in 92. Thank you. Have Heather B on the show again. Dwayne.
She's too expensive.
I am.
Heather B, underrated MC, MJ. Bill Shapiro, Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts.
Why?
Despise Brussels sprouts. The most disgusting.
Wait a minute. So who made you Brussels sprouts that you hate them?
Probably my mother.
Back in 1920?
Whatever that was, I made a decision and I stuck to it.
He hasn't had the HB Brussels sprouts.
Rise Mel, what's up? Check you next week, Kenny. Yes, Eric. Right, no doubt. We out of here. 17 haha, y'all funny. We out of here.
I'm talking half, JT. Yeah, I'm talking half. I'm talking
half. All right, I'm about to press this button, y'all. We out of here. Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all for the love. Thank y'all for everything.
Next week, 8 p.m., God willing.
Who you got next week? Yo, hey, DJ Drop. my boy ain't got nobody next week. Look, hey, I might leave.
Hold on.
Who you
I'm
got?
not sure because there's a lot of people on deck. And the reason why I haven't had more guests, let me just say this real quick, because I'm working on my audio book and I'm in the studio every day. And when I finish the audio book, then I'm going to I have a bunch of people lined up to come on here. We're going to talk all BDP because like Heather said, I like to get to the bottom of things. And we're going to get to the bottom of a lot of stuff, including
who you got lined up?
KRS agreed to come on the channel too.
Yo, your brother's schedule is a year out.
I spoke to him a few weeks ago. He's like, I'm coming through. But we're going to see. I might have to go to him. The DJ Kenny Parker channel will be mobile too.
Hey, AKP, DJ Kenny Parker fans, I'm gonna leave my cup here. So when Kenny needs somebody to talk to and y'all just need to laugh, pan over to the cup and be like, I wish I was here.
E-Money, this is my 5th week. I would like to think I'm a regular. Yes, you are. 5 weeks in, you are a regular.
Yo, KP ain't got, listen, I'll come back.
Okay. There it is. Y'all heard it.
I'll be back in July. Get a snack budget, my G.
I got a snack budget. We big
No, it's
time.
half of that.
Oh.
Exactly. Okay, tomorrow, Sway in the morning, Shade 45, working.
Peace,
Love y'all.
We
Thank
out.
y'all.